According to a new poll, young voters are becoming increasingly frustrated with the political system, and they believe that our country has become a dying empire led by bad people. I've got independent newspaper publisher Rick Outzen with me to talk about this. Rick has got one of the most successful independent progressive newspapers in the country. Rick, give me your shot on this case. I mean, as you're looking at these fact situations, it looks like trouble for Biden where it comes to young voters.
Well, it does. We got two candidates as old as dirt. So neither one of them are overly excitable. But, Biden needs this young vote. They helped him before, 2020. Gen Z, young millennials, you're looking at, half of them, 49%, don't believe that the elections represent people like them. They don't believe the political system represents them. They see that all politicians as corrupt.
Yeah, they describe them as corrupt, don't they?
Right. And that's at 60, that's 2/3 are saying
Well,
that.
I guess the most bothersome thing is the projection that they're giving where they consider the U.S. a dying empire because of the bad leadership. I mean, is there any other way to read this?
Right. Well, you talk to them. We interview this age group a lot, and trying to find out what's exciting them. And it's Biden just didn't connect. The word Bidenomics means nothing to them.
Well, what are you talking about? In other words, Bidenomics, they come out, they say, we've got something young, we've got something fresh.
Right.
This is the economics of your generation. And it was a disaster.
I was thinking wearing a Rastafari hat or smoking a blunt.
Right. Well, he's pulled it off. His advisors say don't use the term Bidenomics anymore because the young folks are not connecting with it.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so one thing, I don't know, I think you probably covered this in your newspaper, James Carville coming out and saying all young people are stupid, they're not engaged, they don't have enough sense to know this is the most important election, so hell with them. Actually, he said F them or something to that degree. I mean, it was crazy.
That helps.
That really helps. James Carville, who is the voice of the Democratic Party as long as I can remember. But the truth is, it's hard to argue with these facts. You had Biden come in and say, look, I'm going to do the student loan payback, which I think is a really good idea. But it comes down to the fact that it's not moving anything. I mean, hand out billions and billions of dollars, it's not moving anything, is it?
No, and you're looking at these young kids, they want an AOC. They want someone strong to stand up on the issues that are important to them. And you're looking at the thing that when I went through this, Mike, and you see I highlighted it, but as I was going through it,
it's startling. Some of these numbers are startling.
Oh yeah. I mean, you're looking at 55% the political system doesn't represent us. 64, America's in decline. 54% the country's going in downhill. But then you look at this is if you took Gen Z and millennial off of this, you would think this was a Trumper.
Right.
The Trump would be. This is what we hear from the Trump camp.
Well, as a matter of fact, Trump, he's running his campaign that is basically, voters will do better. If you look at voters, the voters that do better for Trump are the low trust voters.
Right.
The ones that have given up on Congress. They say it's a joke. And that's what these numbers sound like to me, right?
That's what I'm looking at. I'm thinking, they're not connecting with this group. And if they don't trust the system, maybe Carville's point is that we don't want them to vote.
Well, it's not just Carville nowadays. It's Bill Maher, who's always been a crazy left-wing progressive. Right. You got Carville, as I say, has been the voice of the Democratic Party for so long. You have all of these celeb types that at one point were saying, yeah, this is our guy. But now you're wondering, right? And you wonder because if he can't bring in the young voters, he's got a big problem on his hands.
That it had helped dirty money flow through its branches around the world, including at least 800...
Plaintiffs allege that the defendants provided money and medical goods to terrorist groups Hezbollah and Jaish al-Mahdi.
This is a well-organized business for these individuals that carry out these attacks. Terrorism is a business, and they run it like a business.
They knew about what was going on for a decade. They absolutely, no question about it, knew that HSBC was washing money. They had every reason to understand it was for terrorism and it was for drug cartels. Took no action whatsoever.
These banks are involved. Their accounts are connected, and they're using them to mask the transactions. The more complicated they can make the transactions, the more distance they can put between the bad guys and a seemingly legitimate purpose of these funds.
They pay $1.9 billion, which is a drop in the bucket compared to what they've made, and nobody goes to prison. These CEOs, these bankers that made this decision, they're safe at home. They know what they've done. It's resulted in the death of Americans, contractors and soldiers, not just hundreds, but thousands. And we look the other way because they don't look like criminals. The die is cast. The people that are responsible are on Wall Street.
And they don't look like criminals. It's almost a suspension of disbelief. Sometimes I'll have people call me and say, is this real? Do they really get away with this? Yeah, they do.